Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Jim Lee here at Alexandria Orthodontics, and in this video I'm going to talk about braces and chewing gum. If you are watching this, you probably just got your braces on, or you're about to. And if you've ever had friends with braces, or maybe your parents had them back in the day, there is one golden rule you have almost certainly heard. It's practically written in stone tablets in the Orthodontist Hall of Fame. Thou shalt not chew gum. For decades, this was written on almost every no-no list that included foods and snacks that were not allowed when you have braces on. We told you that gum was the enemy, that it would pull your brackets off, bend your wires, and turn your appointment into an emergency repair session. Well, today I'm here to tell you something that might shock you. That old rule is outdated. In fact, there is a good amount of research that supports the use of sugar-free chewing gum during braces treatment. Because of this research, we don't just allow you to chew gum, we actually recommend it. We recommend it for two major reasons: to keep your teeth healthy and to help with soreness. Let's start with benefit number one: oral health and cavity prevention. The biggest risk when you have braces isn't crooked teeth. It's permanent scarring called white spot lesions. These are the white chalky squares that can form around your brackets if plaque isn't removed. To prevent this, we have to look at the root cause. Bacteria in your mouth eat sugar and produce acid. It is this acidic environment that eats away your enamel and causes those white spots and cavities. This is where gum is a game changer. When you chew gum, you physically stimulate saliva flow. Saliva is your body's natural defense system. It washes away food debris, but more importantly, it acts as a buffer. It neutralizes the acidity in your mouth and brings your pH level back to a healthy state. By chewing gum after a meal, you are fighting the root cause of decay and gingivitis by not allowing that acid to sit on your teeth. Benefit number two is pain management. We all know that feeling about 24 hours after you get your braces on. Your teeth feel tender because of the pressure restricting blood flow in the ligament around the tooth. Traditionally, we told patients to just take Tylenol, but research has shown us another way. In a 2023 systematic review published in the Angle Orthodontist, researchers analyzed data from multiple randomized controlled trials to see if gum actually worked. They compared patients who used pharmacologic agents like Tylenol and ibuprofen against those who simply chewed gum. The data showed that chewing gum was non-inferior to medication. That means it worked just as well at reducing pain intensity. Even more importantly, the study found that patients who chewed gum needed significantly fewer rescue painkillers. Think of that sore periodontal ligament like a dry sponge. When you chew gently, the repeated pressure and release act like a pump. You are physically pumping fresh blood and oxygen back into that ligament and flushing out the chemicals that cause pain. So it keeps your teeth clean and it helps the pain. But what about the risks? Let's address the breakage myth. You might be asking, doesn't chewing gum break brackets? If you're thinking this, you're not alone. Some dentists and even orthodontists may even agree that chewing gum is not great for your appliances. But let's look at the numbers. A landmark study from the University of Bristol, published in the Journal of Orthodontics, tackled this exact question. They ran a randomized controlled trial where they took patients with fixed braces and split them into two groups. One group was told to chew sugar-free gum for 2 hours a day, and the other group was told to avoid it completely. They tracked these patients for over a year. The result, the breakage rate for the gum chewers was 8.2%. The breakage rate for the non-chewers was 7.4%. Statistically, that is no significant difference. The study concluded that instructing patients to chew sugar-free gum did not result in increased appliance breakage. So if you stick to the soft, sugar-free stuff, your brackets are safe. Now let's talk about ingredients, because this is where we need to be very precise. First, it must be sugar-free. If you chew sugary gum, you are bathing your teeth in acid. Most sugar-free gums use sweeteners called sugar alcohols, specifically xylitol or sorbitol. Xylitol has long been the gold standard. A massive Cochrane review analyzed over 16 different studies and confirmed that xylitol-containing products can reduce tooth decay by inhibiting the bacteria that cause cavities. However, because we believe in total transparency, I want to address some very new research regarding xylitol. In June 2024, a study was published in the European Heart Journal by researchers at the Cleveland Clinic. They looked at over 3,000 patients and found that high levels of xylitol in the blood were associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular events like clotting. Now, we have to look at the data carefully. In that study, participants were given a drink with 30 grams of xylitol. That caused their blood levels to spike 1,000-fold. To put that in perspective, a single piece of gum typically has less than 1 gram of xylitol, so we are talking about two very different dosages. However, if you have a history of heart issues, or if that data makes you nervous, you have a great alternative: sorbitol. Sorbitol is the main sweetener in brands like Extra or Trident. While it doesn't starve bacteria quite as aggressively as xylitol, it is safe and non-acidic. So if you want the maximum cavity fighting power, xylitol is still the king. But if you prefer to play it safe regarding the recent heart health news, checking the label for sorbitol is a perfectly fine choice. So here is the official Alexandria Orthodontics protocol. Number 1, sugar-free only. Number 2, texture is everything. We recommend soft stick gum in the flip packs, not the hard chiclet type squares that are usually punched out of the packets. Number 3, use it proactively. The best time to chew is right after your adjustment. Chew gently for 15 to 20 minutes. Orthodontics has changed a lot. Our goal isn't just straight teeth, it's making the journey to get there as comfortable and healthy as possible. Don't be afraid of the forbidden fruit. Just make sure it's sugar-free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at your next adjustment.